great message to motivate people that we can really run with this. I don't expect them to believe me. They shouldn't believe me. My heart flipped March to July when I went to the event with George Will. And then I got up there and I said, watch how many presidents we're going to put in the White House. And I was like, come on, Pat. I said, watch how many presidents we're going to put in the White House. And then we watch how many weak men there are in America today because they either don't have strong fathers, or they were raised without a father, or they're being raised by professors that are absolute clowns, raised in low standards, trying to find themselves. And we're about to run out of business, PhD. Jen's having a scared. You've heard the story. I'm down to my last $13,000. I'm walking around the summit, hanging out with a bunch of porn stars, because that was what the community was all about. Don't go quote, I wasn't hanging out with porn stars. We live in a community that 80% of the porn was shot in Chatsworth. Again, I don't want you to go quote saying past friends are porn stars. Not saying we didn't recruit porn stars. You know, we had some of them in our office. One time we recruited this one porn star, everybody wanted a field trainer. I'm like, that's no matter. She saw me going into other schools, and she liked it. She was with her, you know, eventually she ended up doing her thing, but during that market, you can attract a lot of weird people. But I'm out, walking around 1:30 in the morning, and I'm having a conversation with God. I've had a few of these moments in my life where it's truly like, what are we doing? Tell me what you want me to do. You want me to go and get a regular job? I'll do it. You want me to go back in the army? I'll do it. Just tell me what you want me to do. Because I feel I'm doing the right thing. And if you feel like I'm doing the right thing, I need your back right now. I need a miracle. Next week we get a $100,000 bonus from AIG that they owed us. That kind of allowed us to go through it. I remember we'll look at all the payroll and all this. It's like, Pat, kind of like, you know, I'm like, no, it's going to be all right. Okay, it's going to be all right. It's just going to be all right without all the stuff that's going on with the business. And in these moments where God just kind of like boom, 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 boom. And it's easy in those moments for you to take credit for it. It's so easy to do it. Okay? It's temptation, right? I did it. No one's helping me out, I did it. And we forget in those moments how much time we spend on our knees praying when we were about to lose everything. We said, God, I swear if you do this, I'm going to do this. And then he does it for you, like, yeah, it wasn't, it was me. He didn't do anything, it was all me. And then we keep losing God's favor, and then we again go back here begging again, and then we say, no, it was me. And then you go back here again, you keep losing the fear of the Lord, and you keep forgetting about the favor that you have with God, and the star was lined up. And that was what the story of America was. And so, from that miracle, casted a vision, and we now are at a point where there isn't a single political candidate I don't communicate with. There isn't a single person that's not reaching out to us that's a person of influence that you know of that has impact in policy, politics, business. We're talking to everybody. They come to a lot of private meetings. Some of them are public, some of them are private. But we're having a lot of weird meetings. Now watch this. How is it possible that Rodolfo says to anybody working closely with me, directly with me, how weird is it? George has 2 kids, they're all boys. Rodolfo has 3 kids, they're all boys. What's the name? Marlene Gaetan just had the 4th boy, 4 boys. Congratulations to them, right? For having the 4th boy. You know, Tigran and we're all out, how many boys? No, it's 3 because she's pregnant. Because she's at the hospital and she said she wants me to make the announcement because I'm here at TTT. So shout out to you. Kind of a tricky question and statement to make because there is risk to saying what I just said right now. Why is that? Because some of you guys are like, well, I don't have this. I just had girls. Well, I don't have this. We don't have any kids. We don't have this. That's kind of judgmental, isn't it, Pat? No, I trust God. Whatever God, he didn't give me all boys. I got 2 boys and 2 girls. Why did he give it to me? That's what he trusts me with. I'm cool. Whatever you give me, I'm happy with. I told Jen if we never have kids, well, we try. I'll try till I'm 80 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know, baby. I'm telling you, it's not happening. The runners are lazy. Say that one more time. Go ahead and say it one more time, right? Whatever those conversations are, we're having. We go to Andrew Schultz's event. It's so funny. And how many guys know who Andrew Schultz is? He's doing a stand-up. And he says, so let me tell you guys, one day, my wife and I says, listen, for the longest time I was worried about doing anything because my mom told me even if you touch her, she could get pregnant. So he says, I was worried about, I don't want to tell you what he said, you just have to go watch it so you can see that he said some inappropriate stuff that he would do when he was a boy in the bathroom. He was worried somebody else had to go to the bathroom could get pregnant after him. If you want to kind of read into what that means, if you have a boy, you know what I'm talking about, right? So then later on, he's like, no, we can't, because you're going to get pregnant. No, we can't. You're going to get pregnant. He says, then I get married. And I was like, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. He said, babe, get pregnant already, right? I thought this thing was easy. He says, then one day his wife says, hey, babe, I'm thinking we should go to the doctor to find out, why we're not getting pregnant, to see if it's you or me. And Andrew says, yeah, for sure. Let's go find out what kind of problems you got. I'm a man, I'm strong, but I want to see what kind of problems you got. And then he tells the story, they go to the doctor, and the doctor comes back and says, yeah, I got some news for you guys. So first of all, he says, looks at my wife and he says, I got to tell you, you have some of the greatest ovaries in the world. It's amazing. And he says, he went a little bit too much. I'm like, okay, we can't talk about my wife like that. And then he says, the doctor looks at me and says, well, your runners are super lazy. That's when I got up. I was upset we were going to fight. What's the point? Listen, if you believe in God, God's going to give you whatever he's going to give you. But I'm convinced. 20, 30, 40 years from now, we're going to have a few presidents. Listen, I'm telling you, we're going to have a few governors. We're going to have a lot of congressmen, senators. We're going to have a lot of influential people in politics, sports, business, finance, economy, you name it. We're going to have it. And it'll be something we'll be doing for many years to come. And we, unfortunately, there's a part of me that kind of likes this. Do you know our vision that was casted in July 16th, 15th? 15th was a Friday night, I believe, of 09. The vision that was casted in July 15th of 09, we will not see the fruits of that vision for another 40 years. I'm going to be 85. We won't see it for 40 more years. You'll see when I'm saying this to you. But in 40 years, you're going to be somewhere in the world. And you're going to say, is that his son? It is. Wow. And no one is going to understand it except us who were here at one point. Talking about these types of things. God's doing something. I don't know what it is, but he's doing something. Too many miracles happening left and right. So, okay. So that's the one part we're talking about with the vision on what it was at the beginning when we launched it. And then at the same time, I'm hearing, the houses with Sapala and Vardy gets to show me the videos of his houses. I hear where's Cindy Colas and Cindy, where you at? Why are you not telling me you're buying a mansion? What is it like? I don't get an invite anymore, right? This is my concern when people become famous. They forget the small people in their lives, right? Never texted me, never sent me an invite, nothing. I gotta hear it from paparazzi. That's how I gotta hear it from paparazzi. But I'm happy for Cindy. I'm so happy for Cindy. I'm happy for our guys. I'm happy to see what's happening with our guys, with their lives changing. But I want to kind of take a little bit of a different angle here. Let me start off by saying this to you before I got stories, I got some points. I'm going to have a conversation with you guys. A couple of it you're not going to like. It's going to be tough. I've been doing this for my entire life. It ain't going to change. I'm going to be 80 years old still doing it. So if you don't like it, tell me you're don't listen to it. But I'm going to give a message no matter what, because you need to hear. Because as the founder of this company, we built this company on a certain set of values and principles. And my goal is to make sure the leaders can continue these values and principles that we built on. And that is not going to be who I think it's going to be. It's not. It's going to be whoever wants to do it. It's rarely who you think it's going to be. Unfortunately, life is very weird how it works. You think your oldest son is Joseph Kennedy, named after you, and he's going to be the one that's going to be the president. And it's the youngest son you got that's the crippled one that ends up becoming the president. You think you got all these girls, they're all going to go do amazing things. You got 3 girls, all athletic, the best athletes in school everywhere. But it's your youngest son that becomes a 7-time champion. His name is Tom Brady. You never know who it's going to be. It's always the underdog that ends up doing something that nobody expected. So, how many dream team calls have I done this year?
0.
How many MD meetings have I done this year?
0.
How many VP meetings have I done this year? How many FAP meetings have I done this year? All of them. How many times have I visited an office? How many times have I driven anybody? How many times have I done an update video? You don't think I'm itching for 2 update videos like I used to do 7 a week? You're like, give it a break already, right? Man, there's one too many update videos. I just want 1 a week, right? 0. Watch this. There's literally been 0 influence from me in the business, maybe 1% influence from me in the last 5 months. And the company's had the greatest 5 months it's ever had. Greatest 5 months. What does it do? That's on the backs of who? The credit I get is for doing my best to create a certain set of standards and culture and system and technology and bringing people together where we can buy into this and go out there and have our dreams individually become a reality and work together collectively. But that wouldn't have happened without RFAP George Palaio. It wouldn't have happened without George Palaio being out there driving his organization. It wouldn't have happened without Apollo doing what they're doing. Just so you know, all the strategy stuff, it's all that baby behind closed doors. It's a beautiful thing to see what's happening with the company. Independently. How am I driving Hector and Erica? They independently all of a sudden started doing what they're doing. How are we driving forward Christian Oriana? They're independently doing what they're doing right now. How is Kristen Messina Hart doing what they're doing? They're about to cross 1 million. They're independently doing it. Gaines independently doing it. A lot of our guys independently growing their businesses. We see all the numbers of plus minuses. Some are in it, some are not in it. But the company's grown because we have great leadership team, period, with 1% of influence from you. We built an incredible business, built by incredible people, based on phenomenal values and principles that is going to be very hard to continue to have. So I need a little bit of participation from you. Anytime I'm at a phase of my life where I feel like I need to kind of shake myself up, or the family up, or Dylan, the kids up. You know, last night, Jennifer, it's so funny when she just texted in the group. She says, babe, last night, this is why I know what you're doing with our kids. Last night I'm putting the kids down and it's 10:30 and I get upset at the kids. And I said, why can't you guys go to sleep at a normal time? And Dylan turns around to Jennifer and says, Mom, because Dad told us we're not normal kids. She's like, babe, I don't know what to tell them. I'm like, Dylan, I think you're right. You know, I'm right. But I'm trying to shake their mindset, right? To see what they're doing. And with family, things are not going to go your way. This weekend, we're at 4 or 5 games with Dylan. Another one of these weird weekends with Dylan having to drive up there, take him out there, boom, got an next thing, this, that. We go to dinner, we have the time of our lives and laugh, and it's just me, Dylan, and Zico. We stay at a hotel, and then we go to the games the next day. I take them to movies to see this new Kingdom of the Planet, whatever it is. And then the next day, Jennifer comes Saturday night, we go to dinner. Dinner's going good. Jonathan said, where's Jonathan, by the way? Jonathan's somewhere in the room here. But if you're in the back, I can't see you, so don't worry about it. So we go to dinner. And food's great, but the waiter doesn't have a lot of common sense. We have 4 kids. Like, go. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a couple on a date. Bro, go bring it. Well, you want to kind of map out the mountain? No, we don't want mapping out. Here, bring it all. If it's dessert, you know, appetizer, food, make me bring the whole thing. But no, we want to do it seamlessly because if you're spending a lot, I said, don't worry about the money we're spending. Bring the damn food. 3 hours later, we're still sitting there. So I said, babe, I gotta go, babe. She says, I totally get it. I'm walking out and we go over here and all of a sudden Dylan sees 2 other kids. Okay, now we have to compete to see who runs the fastest. So these guys are racing in the hallway. I get it all to whoop their asses, which I did, by the way. I'm so proud. By the way, it's not a lot to brag. I beat a 10-year-old kid. I'm 45 years old. In some places you would call that a bully, but still, farmers still want some pride, right? And then we're all sitting there high-fiving, celebrating. And Brooklyn's all excited and all this stuff. And then Brooklyn just backing up and celebrating and doing her thing. And then she trips over her foot, falls back like this, and she hits. Imagine a metal door. It's metal. She falls like this. Her head hits here.
Oh, shit.
Splits in the middle.
Oh, my God.
I hold my hand, blood all over my clothes.
Oh, my God.
Okay? Tico, Dylan, and Senna panic. They're shaking, literally. They're seeing their sister. Her dress, all blood.
Oh,
it's
my
not
God.
stopping. I go in, the manager fully panicking. Ambulance shows up, 911, we go to ER. She got 3 staples in her head. Okay? And that's Saturday night. Sunday morning, Dylan's got a game. Sunday afternoon, Dylan's got a game. Sunday afternoon at 3:30, it's Grace's birthday. So we're entertaining. Then Sunday night, I got a massive meeting that I got 9 people from 3 countries flying in for part 2 of the meeting we've had in Alaska. It's a very big meeting. You guys will hear about it in the next few months. And we're having a meeting at Casa D'Angelo. I'm back at 11 o'clock at night at home. Boom, next day, meeting starts, 7 o'clock, 8:30, all day, podcast. This is nonstop, right? It's just constant we're going through. But if I want to shake up any of my kids, myself, my life, the business, anything we're doing, podcast, PhD, Valuetainment, and anything we're doing, we always do a SWOT analysis. And a SWOT analysis, you always start with you, what are my strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. We go to, in this business, so you do your own SWOT analysis. And if you're a couple, you do both together. When we sold the company, Jennifer and I had one of the biggest fights ever. We're in Miami. It was such a big fight. She got out of the car. I'm not even kidding with you guys. It was one of the worst fights we ever had. She got out of the car. It's like, this is out of control. I said, no, I'm not backing down. I'm just telling you right now. I'm not backing down. So, and we're about to go to our investor dinner. Tom doesn't even know this. It was a dinner that we got together with Barring, Greg Sher, everybody's in town. We were late 30 minutes because we were fighting outside for an hour. So this SWOT analysis is you, your family, your kids, here, your base shop, your net, your hierarchy, PHP, all of it. Collectively right now, let's do a SWOT analysis with PHP. And you can scream it out. What are some of our strengths in PHP? What else? You said recruiting, strategy, what else? What else? Leaders, what else? Values and principles, what else? Culture, what else? Diversity, what else? What was that? Market. Market, what else? Timing, what else? Patience. Duplication, what else? Systems, what else? Give me the strengths. Technology, what else? What else? Leadership, what else? Crusade, what else? Track record, what else? That's our strength. Okay. Listen, it's kind of weird, right? We're in a meeting with MDs and we're doing a SWOT analysis collectively. What is our weaknesses? What else? What else? By the way, just so everybody knows, when they said licensing, is that you, your base, your net, your hierarchy, or the company? Because company-wise, we had our record-breaking month last month on licensing. Most ever. Licensing as a company.